Hello everyone. In today's video, we will see how to create tic-tac-toe game using Python Tkinter. Let's get started. Firstly, we will import the library Tkinter. From Tkinter, import star. Then, from Tkinter, let's import message box. Now let's type main equal to tk to assign top level widget which represents the main window of the application. Then let's assign the title to the main window of the application. Now we will add main.main loop. This helps the application to run continuously. Let's run this. The window is created with the title Tic-Tac-Toe. In this Tic-Tac-Toe game, we will have 9 buttons as you could see in this image. The first button is row 0, column 0. Second, row 0, column 1. Third, row 0, column 2. Fourth is row 1, column 0, and so on. Now we will create these buttons. We will create button 1, say equal to button function, pass in the main Tkinter window text. For now we'll set it to null. Background, font Arial, font size bold, and set the background color this can be any color you want. Foreground as white and width as 3. Add in these buttons in the grid. Let's give button 1.grid, row of 0 and column 0. Similar to this, let's create the remaining buttons. Give a different name for each button and change the columns and rows accordingly. For button 3, it should be in row 0 and column 2. The next button should be in row 1 and column 0. Fifth button in row 1 and column 1. Sixth button in row 1, column 2. Seventh button in row 2, column 0. 8th button in row 2 and column 1. Finally, 9th button in row 2, column 2. Now let's run it. You can see the background color as pink, and when you click on it, you see the foreground color as white. Now we need to create two global variables, x_o, which is a boolean variable, and we try to assign it to true. If this variable is true, then the button click is the text is set to x, and if it is O, it is set to false. Next we will create a flag, which is an integer variable, to track if all the buttons are clicked, because we only have 9 buttons. Now let's create functions for these buttons. Button click is a function we define to take in button as instance. Now call the variables as global in order to access them inside our function. Once the button is clicked, we need to change the background color. So we assign the background color to anything you want. Here I am changing it to blue, and then if the button is clicked, we will check if the button has no text, and the x_o is true. If button text equal to none and x_o is equal to true, then we will assign the button text as x. So the player clicks on the first button, and if there is no text assigned to that button and x_o is set to true, the button text changes to x. Now after assigning the button text, we will set x_o variable to false and increment the flag to 1 by 1. And in the else part, next time if the button is clicked and we have x_o variable set to false, it comes into this else part and it checks whether x_o is equal to false and the button text is none. It will assign the text as O. And we will turn the x_o to true and increment the flag. So now if in case the button which has been assigned to X or O is clicked again, it should throw a message to the player saying this player has already entered the value. So let's type player has entered, already entered. So inside the button function, we will give command equal to lambda function, and we pass in the function which we created, button click, and call the button instance inside this function. Let's add these command to all the buttons. This is basically the function call to initiate the button click function by passing the button instance. Let's save and run the program. So first I'll click on any of the button. The entered text is X and I click somewhere else. The entered text is O. So if I try to click in the same box, it says player has already entered. If the player X or O has clicked horizontally, vertically or diagonally, then we make the player as the winner. So let's comment the number in a multi-line comment. Say if 1, 2 and 3 buttons are all X, or 4, 5, 6 or 7, 8, 9. These are the numbers we verify for horizontal values. 1, 5, 9 is for diagonal check. 3, 5, 7 is also for diagonal check. 1, 4, 7 for vertical check. 3, 6, 9. Now let's create a function called check for win. Call all the buttons inside this function using global variable. Now we will write a condition, say if button 1 text is equal to X. So you could see in the comment line, the first condition is 1, 2 and 3. So if button 1 is X and button 2 is X, the text in the button 2 is X. And text inside button 3 is equal to X. Or we write in the second condition, button 4, button 5 and button 6 all should be X, or button 7 and button 8 and button 9 X, or check for the diagonal numbers, button 1, button 5 and button 9 as X, or again the diagonal condition, button 3, button 5, button 7, texts are all X, or let's write in the condition for vertical case 1, button 1, 4 and button 7 should be X, or button 2, 5 and 8 should be X, or button 3, 6, 9 should be X. Then we declare player X as the winner. By showing a message, say message box dot show info, player X has won. Else we repeat the same conditions for O. Player O show the info as player O has won. Else if the flag is 8, then we show that the game is tied. Now let's call the function check for win inside the button click function. Check for win is the function call. So every time when you click on the button, the function check for win function is called. Now we will run the program. So player O has won. Check for another scenario. Player X has won. Game tied. You can also find this code in our GitHub. I will give the link below in the comment box. Thanks for watching this video. Hope this tutorial was helpful. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel.